Hello, beautiful people. Welcome into the Raheel Show podcast. It's Monday night. That means I've got Jose Partida, the greatest Jose I know. I'm trying to think. Jose Altuve, but I don't know him personally.
You don't, yeah, you're not friends with him.
No, you are the greatest Jose I know. So congratulations on that, Jose. How are
I
you,
I
buddy?
appreciate that. I'm all right, man. Happy Mamba Day.
Yeah, happy Mamba Day. It's been emotional the last 2 days because it's Kobe's
Dude, it
birthday.
has.
And then, of course, Mamba Day today, the Nike ad with Kendrick Lamar. Man, it's been hard. Like, it still feels surreal, right? I think we talked about this last week, the week before. It still feels surreal that Kobe passed away with his daughter
It's
in a helicopter crash.
it's crazy. Like there's a great interlude by Amine. He's a rapper out of Portland who on his new album, which is pretty good by the way. You guys should check that out. It's called Limbo. Uh, he mentions Kobe on the song, and then on the next song he has an interlude, and he talks about how like that Kobe dying kind of ended his childhood. He's the same age as me. He's 26. So we're at that age where it kind of feels like we're adults, but we're also in some aspects still children. And he talks about how Kobe dying was like the end of his childhood and the end of his innocence is exactly what he says. And
Wow.
that's kind of like that's kind of what it felt like. Like for me when he died, and like it's crazy because like I mean everyone's gonna remember where they were when he died, right? When they found out he died. I had just gotten off the plane in Miami, like to go cover the Super Bowl with Jake Asman and Cody Stutes, and out of nowhere, like me and Jake are sitting next to each other, and Jake just unintentionally just really loud yells, "Oh my God, Kobe's dead!" And everyone like around us is like freaking out and like what? Like what is he talking about? So everyone's going through their phones, and like you could hear people in this plane just start to like chirp and talk about it, and like we kind of had to like brush it off, like because it was immediately like, all right, we're here. Let's go find our Airbnbs. Let's go set up our Comrexes uh at the convention center because we've got radio shows to do tomorrow. It was kind of just like, did that really happen? Like it was a surreal week as it
Hmm.
was because it was an important moment in like all of our careers professionally, being there in Miami to cover a Super Bowl. But like Kobe Bryant had died. Like it was just so bizarre, and that still hasn't settled in with me. What 7 months later, 6 months later? Like I don't know, man. I don't know when it'll feel real.
Yeah, I don't either. Sunday when I woke up, I posted the picture of him in the WNBA sweatshirt with Gigi, and I got to thinking, is that his most iconic picture? Is there something
That's
more iconic? Because I know there's basketball accomplishments, there's plays, there's so much in his career that we'll remember. But if there's one picture of Kobe Bryant that, and maybe it absolutely is because of what happened, and we're at
with
24 viewers right now. Rest in peace, Kobe. Um, it is the most iconic picture for me, at least. And I wanted to see what is the most iconic picture of Kobe Bryant.
the nonchalant picture of him with the badass championship leather jacket with the trophy just kind of like staring at like absolutely just zoned out is another
Mm-hmm.
one. There's the picture that I posted on my story yesterday, which was I think after their last title, after they beat the Celtics, I think, where he's standing like on the podium, not on the podium, on the broadcasting booth, and like the confetti's all over
The
him. I think that's
celebration.
another
Yep.
one, right? But yeah, the one with Gigi, and like also because Gigi passed away is is definitely up there.
It's been tough, man. It's been tough, but to see all of the cool pictures and content and commercials and all of this to celebrate his life, it's just it's been nuts, man. Jay Breezy says the walk off after Mamba
Oh
out with the
yeah,
two fingers up. Yeah, that's become a thing now because of the
yeah.
Nike ad, right? Like nobody was doing that before, but because of the Nike ad, that I mean, that's the best marketing in all business, right? I can't think like a big company like that that still hits home run after home run, right? You had the Colin Kaepernick ad, you had the "We're Back" ad, you've got this one. Nike is phenomenal. Whoever they use, because a lot of these big companies will use marketing agencies and all of that. I don't know who it
Yeah.
is. I'll have to figure that out with somebody that we know. But man,
Sources.
sources. But it's the best marketing. Who's better at marketing and getting people to understand what their company is, not a product, but what their company is and what it stands for. I think it's Nike. There was a time when Apple was good at that, but now Apple, all they do is just they'll listen to
Hey
Beats.
guys, I
Yeah,
got a new
like
phone, guys.
here's the phone, guys, but they'll just go to Beats One Radio, or formerly Beats One Radio. I think it's Apple One Radio now, and they'll just be like, "Oh, what's Ebro playing? Okay, cool. What's like the most hipster sounding thing that we can use?" They'll grab that song, have a bunch of people edit a bunch of pictures or movies or whatever, and then just slap a montage together.
New phone out next week, guys.
Yeah, and then have T-Mobile pay for it. Like there was a time when they were really good, but Nike has consistently been good.
Yeah, the Kendrick I don't know what you would call it, like a poem, I guess, is really like I watched it again today and it gave me chills again. Like, and I mean that's smart. That's a Nike guy himself, who's Kendrick. He's still under a Nike deal. Man, it's just. Did you see the Snoop one? Did you watch the Snoop one, the
I
ESPN one?
No, I didn't. You sent it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it doesn't have this. I will say it doesn't have the same effect as Kendrick, but it's still cool. Like to see Snoop out here doing this thing for Kobe and for man. It's just like even sitting here like talking about it, like what the hell,
Yeah, like he's gone.
like that's like
I started reading the Iverson story in the Players Tribune this
I
morning.
need to read that. Yeah,
I couldn't get past one paragraph, dude. I couldn't do it. Like it's just so hard for me to because Iverson and Kobe to me are that's me and my brother. Like because
yeah,
in our house, I've told this story so many times. We just that was those two were our guys. You know, he was a Kobe guy, I was an Iverson guy, and then I converted to a Kobe guy. But those two are attached at the hip for my brother and for me. So
hmm
like I can't do anytime Iverson posts about Kobe, I'm like, well, I can't do this. This is really hard. But
yeah,
what do you think about all the celebrations this past week? Nike, we talked about the Mamba mentality stuff that they were going to release, the shoes, obviously, and it's impossible to get. They're already reselling for $700, eight hundred
right,
bucks.
yeah.
It's
There,
yeah, like what's happening?
I I don't know, man. I don't want to sit here and like bitch about it too much because at the end of the day, like to put things into perspective, it's their shoes, right?
Hmm.
It's Nike knew this was going to happen, right? There's just no way that there was rumor to the that the shoes that came out yesterday, the white, black, and gold pair. I forgot the nicknames for those. There was only about 8,000.
Championship, whether the championship DNA.
I think so. Though that there was only about 8,000 pairs on sneakers. Which, if that's the case, that's absurd. And the part that just frustrates me is they knew this was going to happen. There's
Hmm.
just no way you don't prepare for this. And to let the resale market kind of take this, like the thought of resellers profiting off of these releases is what really frustrates me.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
and they always will, right? Like
yeah.
any
That's
shoe
gonna
that releases,
happen.
that's the game, that's the hustle, and I respect that. But it rubs me the wrong way with the Mamba Week stuff.
It's always gonna happen, but the problem with this one is it's obviously because Kobe passed away and there's a huge demand for his stuff, right? For his shoes. The Kobe's were never hard to get. Like you could roll up and get a pair of Kobe's anytime,
Right.
right? But now because of that demand, it's obviously high. I get that. it's just frustrating because guys that want to get it, like I went yesterday and I hooped with my my brother-in-law and one of our really good friends. It was just the three of us. We were shooting. We all just wanted to go play basketball on Kobe Bryant's birthday, right? Like we just needed to see each other play basketball. It was awesome. We're talking about shoes. We're like, man, we want to get these shoes so we can hoop in them to honor Kobe, right? To honor what he stood for. And it sounds silly for people that are listening, but there is something special about like what shoes are you wearing to hoop in, especially if you play a lot. And I really wanted those shoes this morning. I woke up, signed on 9 o'clock, 9:01. My payments went like they're like, okay, payments are good, everything's good. You're in the waiting room, and all of a sudden it's just sold out. Like it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
The
like I
ones
really wanted
yesterday,
those.
the ones yesterday, yeah, I really wanted the 5 rings ones, the ones that came out today as well. The ones yesterday loaded sold out for me.
Really?
That's not the first time that's happened to me. That happened to me with the ray gun dunks in December of last year or January of this year. They loaded sold out. This is the same thing that happened yesterday to me with the Kobe's.
I wish Nike would do a thing like I know it's impossible. It's never gonna work, but you got to prove it. Like, are you actually gonna play in these? Are you actually gonna wear these? You
Do
know?
do like some skate shops with SBs. They'll take the box. They don't let you take the box. They'll keep the box and they make you wear them out the store.
Ooh, I like that. Damn, that's a really good idea. I didn't know shops were doing that. Look, in Nike, see, like I can, okay, they obviously know what you've bought if you use sneakers, right?
Right.
So I almost want them to be like, if you've never bought a pair of Kobe Bryant's, if you've never even bought hoop shoes before, right? Then you can't get these. Sorry, you're not getting them. That like tough luck, buddy. You're not getting them. But they'll never do that because to them, what are they going to do with the resale market, right? Like that makes it even harder to get. So now the price will go up even more in the resale
Right.
market. So it is what it is, man. It's wild.
And
That's
like
just the
none.
world we live in now with resale. Like it's gotten so popular. You know, with the wear testers guys, you got Nightwing and I believe the other guy T. I was interacting with him on Twitter yesterday. He's a really cool dude, and they hate the resale market because they want to get these shoes to actually hoop in and add to their collection, and it's impossible to get. And
Yeah.
he was telling me like, man, you should see my Kobe 2, 4, 5, 6. You know, like he's listing all the ones that he still has, but they've just gotten old, right? It's like you want to upgrade your Kobe pair and you can't. And then sometimes you give your pair of Kobe Bryant's, your Kobe's, to David Nuno, and he just loses them.
And throws them away. Just hey, you've given me one pair of shoes. Well, Jordan Brand has through you,
Through me, it was
and
me.
they're
It was
not in
me.
the trash. I didn't throw them away. I'm just saying.
No,
Maybe buy shoes for the people that appreciate you.
old Nuno. Here's the
Just saying.
story for those of you that don't know. Actually, nobody knows this because I don't think I've ever said it. But back in 2008, 2009, when we were getting ready for the Rockets 3-on-3 tournament, I only played in Kobe's back then when they were still mid tops. And then when he converted to low tops, I was out. I just don't feel comfortable playing in them. So I had the Kobe 1 Huaraches. And those were like
Those
my
are so
the
sick.
Laker colored ones, you know, and I got them at the Nike clearance
Oh,
store.
that's
Dude,
sick.
I'm telling you, like nobody bought
Do you
Kobe's
remember
before.
the white I don't know if they were Kobe tied, but it was a Hirachis the white blue and the white royal the USA colorway pretty much, but
Yes.
instead of navy
Yeah.
was royal. I wanted that pair so bad. Those came out when I was in middle school.
No way.
I wanted those so freaking bad.
See, like I had the Kobe ones, all black. I played in them. I kept really good care of them.
Oh,
And when
was there mob activity?
what?
Was there mob activity if you had
What?
the triple blacks?
Oh, dude, yeah. They were awesome, man. People like you couldn't even tell they were Kobe's, right? But I knew they were Kobe's. And they were so big and heavy. The first Kobe's were not that great to play in,
Right.
but I had to get them. I was like, I need these Kobe's. And again, I got them at the Nike factory store, not the clearance store in San Marcos. Because anytime I would go to San Antonio to go see my grandma, I would always stop either on the way there or on the way back and see if they had Kobe's, and we would always find Kobe's there. So I had the Kobe ones. Um, I played in those all the time, and then I had the Kobe. Yeah, I think they were the Huaraches. That's what they were called, right? Like his first ones, but they weren't really Kobe's yet. Like they didn't announce it. But I'm trying to find the exact name because I want to show you. And I was looking for the picture of Nuno wearing them. But anyways, I had these shoes, and they were called the Air Zoom Huaraches, and that was Kobe. It
Yeah.
wasn't a signature shoe, but it was Kobe's shoe because they debuted it or re-debuted it, right? So I had those in the purple, yellow, Laker colorways. They were incredible.
The predominantly white ones?
Yeah, they were white, yellow, and
Yeah,
purple.
I remember those.
So though it was this looking shoe, right? And that was a really cool shoe, but the ankle support sucked. So
I mean, they had the flimsy ass strap. Like they really didn't like strap in correctly.
no, nothing. There was no support with that strap, but they were Kobe's. Like there was
Yeah.
that was Kobe's first. I remember I had those, and I went and got compression pants from Academy because Kobe was wearing it. Finger sleeve, yes, I wore a finger sleeve.
You didn't.
I was the first one on the UT campus to
Oh,
wear compression
Jesus.
pants, bro. I'm telling you, nobody else had them.
And once you had the compression pants, you never went to loose pants again.
Never,
To this day,
And those compression pants sucked. They were terrible. Like today's
they weren't
compression
even
pants.
compressing.
No, dude, they had an elastic bottom. Like you know how joggers are.
Yeah.
So they had this like
Oh.
really annoying. It was like women's pants almost.
Okay.
And like today's compression pants, they just cuff off on the bottom and they just stay. This had like an elastic hole that would tighten up around your ankle so you couldn't even get your socks on correctly. It was a mess, but they were compression pants, and I was the first one to have them. I saved my money, and they weren't even that expensive. I think they're like $18. You know, your boy was broke in college, and I still saved. I was like, I need to go get it. I don't care. I'm gonna go get these compression pants. Some Academy in Round Rock had it, so I drove over there. I remember I drove on a Saturday night because I finally found some in stock, and I was like, I'm getting them. I don't care. So I went and got them, put my Kobe's on that night, and hooped. It was awesome. But I had these shoes, and this was after college, so I still had the Kobe ones. I had the Huaraches, and then I got some new shoes. It was that whenever Nike introduced flywire technology in basketball shoes. I forgot the
I
shoe
remember that.
name.
Wasn't those are the ones that
Had ankle.
they
issues.
did
Which one was it?
the Back to the Future tribute in the Back to the Future colorway, didn't they?
It could have. I don't remember. I don't remember which man. What was the shoe called?
Wasn't it like the Hyperdunk?
It was it the Hyperdunk?
I think so.
It could have been Nike Hyperdunk 2009. I think is when I got.
Yeah, it's the Hyperdunks. These, right?
It is the Hyperdunk. Yes, those are it. Yeah.
Yeah,
those
the
are it.
Hyperdunks.
Okay, so those I picked up a pair of those because every player in the NBA locker rooms that I was in was rocking those.
Yep.
They were like, "This is the new technology." Turns out those shoes were horrible for you. Like there was I think the Hawks banned those shoes.
Really?
On their players, yeah, because the support on the side was horrible. But man, they were brand new shoes. So me being me, I was like, "Yo, whatever." Like, hey, Nuno, you can have these shoes. Take these Kobe's. I'll never need them again because I got new shoes.
I got the Hyperdunks.
Yeah, and I have to find the picture. If I'm sure El Jefe can find them. It's in a championship picture of the Rockets 3-on-3 tournament, and you can see Nuno wearing my Kobe's, and he got lit up by Daryl Morey when we rolled up to the court to play in those, and he's like, "What are you wearing those for?" And it was like, "No, those are Raheel's," and everyone was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." That makes sense. But yeah, he kept them, and then we lost them. I don't know. He said he doesn't know where they are, so I'm
I
assuming.
thought he trashed them.
Yeah, he probably did. That's what he told me. He's like, I just lost them, so he probably trashed it. His wife probably did. But like, why would you keep them, right? If you're not wearing them
Yeah.
and they're worn out, why would you keep those shoes? Nobody knew what was gonna happen, right? Like I threw away my Kobe ones, the all black ones, because I left them in my car after hooping in them, and the sun melted the glue, and they fell apart.
Damn.
Yeah, and I tried putting them together. And it was impossible. Like it was just a mess. It looked horrible, so I threw them away. And this was right before Kobe passed away. So it's just
Wait, how long were they in your car?
They were in my car, so I hooped. I remember it was a Tuesday night, so they were in my car when I went to work because this is after we
This is when
moved.
you still had a job.
Yeah, this is when I still had a job. This was at Landry's actually. So I was still I was still working at Landry's, and we had just moved into our house here in Richmond. So
Right.
I would take all my stuff and work out, in the city. So I had my shoes in the car. I hooped in them, and I left them in the car afterwards. So another day, and sure enough, the next time I wore them, the glue just fell apart.
It fell apart like little Bow Wow's Blazers do, and like Mike.
Yeah, exactly like that. I was so upset, man. Those are my favorite. Those are my favorite Kobe's. I just no respect for the culture from Raheel and Nuno.
Facts.
Yeah, he just threw him away. It's like, gosh, man. But yeah, man, rest in peace, Kobe. I'm glad we got a chance to talk about our Kobe shoes, and I really wanted those. I was gonna pull the trigger on the AD NXTs, the Kobe ADs.
I saw those.
Again, those are
They just sat
yeah,
there.
they just sat there when they first came out in, was it February they came out, I believe, or no, January. Whenever they came out, like I went to Dick's, I went to Foot Locker, I tried them on, I went back again, I saw them on clearance, and I never got them. But those are pretty sweet shoes. They have those fast locks, so pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Okay, what else? What else is happening with you?
Man, more of this, more of the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
More of the same. I did start watching. Well, I want to get an update from you that isn't through text on Immigration Nation. But I started watching that Jake Johnson show called Hoops. Have you seen it?
Not yet. What is it about?
It looks it's ridiculous. It's an animated show starring Jake Johnson, who plays Nick in New Girl, and it's just a high school basketball coach in Kentucky.
Oh, okay. I've seen the trailer.
It's
for
an
this.
animated series. It's ridiculous. Like, it's not even about the basketball. It's just about the stupid stuff that he does. And the third episode, like, he almost fights a kid with cancer because he has a 7-footer, kid who is about to flunk out of the team, and he almost fights a kid with cancer, but he finds out the kid's cancer is terminal, so he doesn't want to fight him because the kid won't let him cheat off his class. So they plan a whole thing that's kind of like a Sopranos like tribute, and they reference the Sopranos a lot in that episode, and to just like end the career of the ethics teacher, and it turns out it's just a test the whole time. It's so stupid. Like, it's so it's like a lot of these adult comedies now that are animated, where they just like, the premises are so ridiculous, and they just like they there is a lot of cheap jokes, but it's definitely worth watching.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Third episode had me rolling. Have you
I'll
ever
check it
watched Big Mouth?
No, I don't think I have.
That's another one of those. John Mulaney's in it, and God, what's that guy's name? The guy who plays one of the radio jockeys on Parks and Rec.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Oh God, I'm blanking too. I know exactly who you're talking about. Oh, what is his name? He's like in all these comedies. I know, man.
Nick Kroll.
There you go, Nick Kroll.
He makes that Big Mouth show, and it reminds me a little bit of Big Mouth, but not as many really uncomfortable puberty jokes. Actually,
Okay.
not more than, like, well, yeah, there's a couple puberty jokes, but Big Mouth is just centered around puberty and stuff, and it's really uncomfortable.
Okay.
But Hoops is hilarious.
Is Rick and Morty the best cartoon show on right now? Like, with the humor, adult humor, all of that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
It is, right?
Is South Park still? I watch South Park only in reruns.
I only watch South Park when there's something really important. Like, remember when the NBA China stuff happened?
Right.
And they just had a
I haven't seen that episode.
Yeah, it was a brilliant episode. I think that episode came out before all of the NBA China stuff.
Really?
Like, it was something that they had already put out. And because we just get numb to how brilliant South Park is,
yeah,
everyone watch it and go, "Oh, this is perfect." Like, it's like they made it just for this.
Yeah.
I'm like 99% sure that episode was already out.
It's like this. It's the people do the same thing with the Simpsons. We're like, the Simpsons predicted this, when in
Yeah.
actuality, no, they actually didn't. Like,
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that people will just like screen grab of the Simpsons and be like, the Simpsons predicted this. No, they didn't. The Trump thing, there's no taking away the President Trump thing from the Simpsons.
yeah.
That was
Somebody I remember and I don't know which school shooting it was, unfortunately, because in this country we just have so many and we don't want to fix the issue. Although no school I mean we've been
Oh,
blessed here.
dude, I saw this ridiculous TikTok today of a kid. Well, it's on the subject we're talking about right now, and he's like, "Well, I'm doing virtual learning now. You know what that means?" He turns the camera to his virtual learning class, and that Bulletproof song starts playing.
Oh my gosh. But I mean these kids are right. I mean they're right, man. There was one, I forgot where it was, but there was a story on how teachers can't leave their doors open for circulation, right? That would help
I saw that.
hopefully push out any COVID particles and all that. They can't leave their doors open because then the automatic safety doors, if there is a shooter, it wouldn't work. Like that's the world we live in. But one of the shootings, I tweeted about it, heartbroken, of course, and some troll responded with, "Oh yeah, we knew this was coming. The Simpsons predicted it," and they had a screen grab of the Simpsons. I'm like, really? Like what? And it was a whole thread on it. I'm like, I don't want to see all this, guys. Like I just don't care. You're not gonna convert me into converting me into thinking that the Simpsons are running society.
What? But what if there's a Simpsons episode where a Mexican American and I don't know what would I call you?
Oh wow,
an Indian American. I don't want to be insensitive. An Indian American.
Indian American.
I mean, I don't want to be insensitive. Pakistani
Jose.
American.
Yes, Pakistani American.
Your face.
Yes, that's actually it. Yes,
what if there's an episode where a Mexican American misidentifies the country of origin of his podcast co-host? Would you not believe it then?
Then I would. If that happens, I'd be like, okay, that's, you know what? My bad. My bad. That's pretty dope. You guys predicted this one.
Y'all got me on this one.
So I did episode 2 of Immigration Nation, and I still am not ready to watch episode 3. I don't know if I'm going to watch it anymore. I can't do it, man. I can't. Like, it's just too heartbreaking.
I'm still stuck on episode. I haven't watched episode 5. I'm like 2/3 of the way through the documentary series, and I just it hurts, man.
It takes time to decompress, right?
Yeah, man,
it
definitely.
Takes a lot of decompression, and it's just like the trauma these kids go through. I got to the one where the 14-year-old boy, is he 14 or 12, and he has to live with his aunt
who doesn't want him there.
And she's like talking him into going back to Guatemala, and he doesn't want to go back, and like look, he's a teenager, and it's as simple as this, right? Like you could see his heart just like melt, and he's just like, I'm done. I can't do it. I can't make this decision. And his mom's like, just come back. You can eat beans and salt with me. Meanwhile, like while he's on this call, you see hot Cheetos and Gatorade right there.
Yeah.
And it's like that kid's probably like, man, I love it here. Look at this. Like, look how I can get anything I want here. Look at the food I have here. But I guess I have to go back because my aunt doesn't want me.
And she's really rude to him. Like, obviously, like going through a traumatic circumstance like that, not seeing your dad who's been detained for 8 months, like that's going to take a toll on you. And he's away from his mom. His dad's essentially in jail. And like the aunt, instead of being supportive, is just like, you're going to get me in trouble. You're going to hurt me and my family if you don't get your grades up, when she doesn't empathize with him.
Yeah.
The fact that he's doing so bad in school is a situation he's in.
Yeah, but her logic, man, I'm sorry, it sucks, man. It doesn't make her a good person, but her logic is, I don't want to get deported either.
Yeah. No, you're right.
What do you want me to do here? And I had to put she's like, I can't even go outside anymore. I go to work and come back inside because I don't want to get caught, right?
And
And
that's ICE's purpose.
yeah, that's the whole
That's their
point.
purpose.
And they,
There's a there's something that happens in episode 3 that in episode 4 ICE retaliates on the state of South Carolina or North Carolina. I'm mis identifying land again. I'm sorry. And the ICE department in that state retaliates by going to a rally that sheriff is hosting so he can talk to local immigrants. And they just sit there and don't say a thing, the ICE agents. They're just there to scare people. They go to it's not a rally. It's like I guess like a lecture or like a talk, a community thing. And they're just sitting there and the people know they're there. Local activists see them and ask them why they're there. And media interview them and ask them what they're doing there. And they're just like, oh, we're concerned citizens. So we feel entitled to be here as well. That the sole purpose of ICE is to intimidate people.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I took a seminar last week, and I was lucky enough to learn. Like, do you know what epigenetics are? Your epigenetics.
No.
So you've got your genetics, right? Like 2% is what's passed down to you, right? Eye color, skin, hair, certain other things. But then the other 98 are your epigenetics. And those are determined by environmental factors, determined by your parents, what environment you're in, obviously. And it was specifically to people of color, like this seminar I was on. Shout out to Rosa Rebellion in Austin. They are awesome people. And I was like floored by this. What you're afraid of, heart disease, stuff like that, because of what you eat, because your parents don't know, right? And all of a sudden they're feeding you all this crap. That's part of your epigenetics.
Right.
And if this is going to impact like all these kids, their epigenetics are now programmed to be the crap they're going to have to deal with now in the future because of all these experiences. It's nuts, man. It's nuts. Like I can't watch it anymore, but I'm going to finish it.
Yeah, I need to finish it as well.
It might be a weekly episode, man. I don't know if I can just rip through episodes. My neighbor, he ripped through them fast. He was like, man, he wanted to watch it though. He was really interested in it and he ripped through them.
I mean, I wanted to watch it as well. Like the second I saw like the email from Netflix, I was like, oh, this is something I need to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it's so tough, man.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I finished Yellowstone. Are you up on Yellowstone?
I have no interest in watching it. Nothing that I've seen has like sold me on it. No sort of discourse or conversations from anyone have like moved me. Did your lights just go out?
Yeah, didn't they? It's something flickered, right? Oh, it's a light bulb. A light bulb went out. I was like, oh my gosh, no! I can't believe the lights are already going out. We got to get hurricane ready here, man.
Oh hell! Not where you live. You're fine.
Nah, we'll still get some wind.
No. You live in South San Antonio.
Yeah, I hope I don't get anything, man. I know my fence is gonna blow over.
It's soon. All good. You'll power wash it back up.
So my back fence had already blown over because shout out to Grand Mission. That's the neighborhood I live in, and the builders were like, yeah, we're just gonna go cheap here and not put concrete in any of these. Like they literally just put a fence and grass, and put like they didn't even put like the guy who came and fixed it. Like they didn't even put concrete in this. Shout out to them for being cheap as hell. But one of my left side it's done. Like it's just I know it's gonna blow over in this storm that comes in because you're right. I don't think we'll get much of the hurricane, but it's gonna blow over. But what was I saying? Yellowstone is decent.
Yellowstone, yeah.
Yeah, the first season's pretty interesting because it's a topic that has never been discussed.
So what's the premise of the show?
Okay, so this family has 150 acres or 300 acres in I think they're in Montana or Wyoming. No, they're in Wyoming. And it's called the Yellowstone Ranch.
Oh, I thought it was something to do with the national park.
That's what I thought too. That's why I originally watched. I was like, yo, Finally, a show about Yellowstone. Like, we're going to have bear attacks. We're going to have tourists doing some wild stuff. No, it's just about the Yellowstone Ranch in
Oh, great.
Wyoming. And it's just the ups and downs, the political games that they play. It's Game of Thrones in a ranch setting.
It's Friday Night Lights with a crappy family in a ranch.
Yeah, it's Kevin Costner trying to play Batman cowboy. Because Kevin Costner, he normally talks like, "Hey, I'm Kevin Costner," but in this role, yeah, I'm Kevin Costner. Like, what are you doing? Why are you talking so deep?
It's Arrested Development, except it's like season 4 and 5 where it's not funny, and they're on a ranch.
Yeah, that's exact. Yes, it could be like that. It's It's MASH on historical land.
Josh says it's Game of Thrones and The Ranch. The Ranch is
Yeah.
terrible. I watched like the first 5 minutes of it and ejected. That's
the
the only
Ashton
show.
Kutcher? Is that the Ashton Kutcher show?
Yeah, Danny Masterson show.
Oh, the dude who's a
Yeah, Josh.
he's a pedophile, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like arrested and charged, not allegedly.
yeah.
He just got sentenced, I believe.
I don't know if it was. I think it was sexual assault of adult women.
Okay, my bad.
Which doesn't. I mean, it's
No. But rewind.
It's relative,
he's not
right?
a pedophile, but he is. What's the right term?
terrible person.
He's a terrible person, but he's also a. What's the term I'm looking for? A sexual predator.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's a sexual predator. That's what he is. Okay, so I finished Yellowstone. I had one more thing to tell you about.
About Yellowstone?
No. TV, something I watched, but I'm blanking. So we're good.
Is it your boy Luca? What's that face?
Was I the first one to say that you can remember, okay, be honest, that Luca is going to be a top 5 player in the next 2 years? And the Luca hype, I was the first one to say I said I would do it right now. I don't care. I think we did it a whole hour on the show back on the ESPN days, rest in peace. I said it as like, if you gave me an option right now, I would trade Luca for James Harden straight up. Who says no?
When he got drafted, you said this?
No. This season, the start after Luca got off to, I was like, dude, I've never seen, and I was watching his games, right? Like I love watching him play. Like I rarely go to basketball games on my own, and I've gone to 2 Dallas Mavericks games when they played the Rockets back when we could go to sports, because I want to watch Luca in person. And I told Dell, I was like, right now, if the Rockets said, hey, we want Luca, would Dallas say no? And this was like when the season was just getting started, right? This was probably like 8 games in, and I was saying this because you don't understand. Like, just watching him, I was like, oh my God, this is James Harden right now. Like, what he's doing, and he's how old? He's
21. He's like Juan Soto.
Yeah.
The 20. I'm surprised. Well, maybe it's because Joe Buck doesn't call basketball games, but like the national media doesn't emphasize as much as the 21-year-old on television. Because if you're on Twitter, it's all like, man, it's crazy. He's only 21. He's doing all of this. But like on the broadcast, it hasn't been like oh my goodness, the 21-year-old is doing all of this. Like the 21-year-old is hitting a buzzer beater.
Because it's not that big of a deal, because he's been playing against grown-ass men since he was 16.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Like when you play against grown-ass men, your game gets better, right? And you get better, your game gets better. So when you are ready for the next level, you're sharpened. Your tools are ready to go. And this is like 8 games in. I'll find the conversation. I'll look at it on a rundown. And I was like, who says no, right? Because if Dallas wants to win right now, you trade for Harden. You have 3 years. And you don't know what you're going to get with Luka. He was getting injured last year, so you don't know the history. I just said, man, I would take Luka right now. I don't care. I would rather gamble on him, because he could be like James. He could never get over the hurdle, but I know James can't. It's pretty late in his career, guys. I don't know. Like, does he have a Dirk in him? right? Because Dirk, it was pretty late and he still won a title, so I give him that. Um, Kevin Garnett they had a super team. Unless they form a super team, I don't know how, because Russell Westbrook and James Harden are literally owed like $700 million next season. So I don't know how it's going to happen, right? But I know what James is going to be. Shout out to James Harden. By the way, big turnover today, of course. Big moments. Chris Paul just gets by him. What's up? Ugh, the worst.
Stupid 35 footers.
Yeah. I mean, he's just, those bad habits don't go away. Why would they go away this late in somebody's career? Bad habits do not go away. So, anyways, I would take Luka. So, yeah, when Luka hit that shot, I knew it was something serious. When my brother, who's kind of out on the NBA now, he used to love the NBA. He's been watching all the games, and he's watching Luka play, and he goes, "Man, this guy's good." I'm like, dude, I've been telling you literally for the last 8 months, Luka Doncic is really good. So
Why is your brother out? Does he miss the almost brawl, like the physicality of the '90s and
yeah, he misses
the
that style. He
nostalgia of
doesn't
it?
like this. He doesn't like this
Doesn't like the
style. Yeah.
finesse, the quick.
No, it's
Everyone
not
trying
that.
to
I
shoot
think he just.
threes.
I can tell you it. Yeah, the threes. I think that's it. Tell me, watching that game today, if you're a Rockets fan,
Brutal,
it was
brutal,
horrible to watch. It was horrible to watch.
brutal.
How are you an NBA coach and you don't have any other play ready to go? You go, guys. You know when the Rockets hit 8 in a row? Sorry, we're getting super sportsy, but I want to get this off my chest real quickly. The Rockets hit 8 in a row. They took a 16-point lead, I believe, 15
To
or
start
16-point lead,
yeah,
right?
start the
And
third quarter.
you saw Chris Paul. Like, did you see how he's controlling the damage? Comes down and hits mid-range jumpers. He hit some on PJ Tucker. He just hit those mid-range jumpers to keep it within striking range and not have wasted possessions. And the Rockets are like, oh, we can't hit a three, so let's shoot more threes. Yeah.
That big
Covington
lead
hit
was
one.
gone at the end of the third quarter. They were the
Mm-hmm.
Schroeder hit one right at the buzzer
Yep.
to have the Thunder only down by one. Like all of that work that they put in at the start of the third quarter was eroded immediately because
It
they
was
just
sad,
went
dude.
cold and they just didn't do anything about it. Like,
And you can tell, I don't care. I know he
and
put
it wasn't
38
even
points.
like when the Rockets are moving the ball around, swinging the ball around, they're
Mm-hmm.
so fun to watch. It wasn't even that. They were
It was
just
just
taking
ugly
stupid
threes.
shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like Daniel House took 10 3-pointers. Daniel House should never take 10 3-pointers in a game.
And
Never.
that's the most frustrating part, right? Like we have all the jokes about the 0-27 when they lost in the Western Conference Finals. We've seen what happens when you move the ball around, and it's just like basic basketball. Like
Yeah.
if you move the ball around until you find someone open, the percentage of sinking that shot rather than James Harden isolating and taking a terrible step back three, or Eric Gordon forcing a stupid long ass three, like the percentages are drastically different. Like it's not that hard. Like like
Yeah.
us, like how does Mike D'Antoni or James Harden or whoever the hell's making that decision not understand that?
And it was frustrating because it's not like Oklahoma City was putting this like really big lineup out there. They had Steven Adams and Danilo Gallinari out there a couple of times for like a minute, and then they took Steven Adams out. You know why? Because he was nothing on offense, and there's no reason to have him out there. So it's not like there was a big shot blocker in there. And even when
Right.
Steven Adams is in there, it's not like he's some force that you can't make a layup on. You know? And James, by the way, he got an easy layup. I think it was about 220 left. He got an easy layup, so it's not like he couldn't get to the hole. But I think Dort has gone under him and like under his skin. You can tell, like, because they're setting hard screens for him now. They rarely would send an early screen to him, but I think it's like, hey, this guy is pretty damn physical and just as quick. So he'll be a Houston Rocket, by the way. I'm telling you right now, like PJ Tucker used to give James just a nightmare of a game. He would still get his points, but it would just make it really hard. And the first chance they got, they're like, PJ, please come here.
He's not a good enough 3-point shooter for that.
Yeah, but he will be. You saw, like, his shot doesn't look bad. I think if you have a good form, I always look for, does it look like you know how to shoot the ball and like you have confidence in it? Then you'll be fine. That's what I look for more.
I don't understand Josh's comment. Guys, it's because Mike D'Antoni was too busy thinking about what was the next shirt he was going to make.
Oh, because he's been wearing a bunch of shirts that have like voting rights, Black Lives Matter. So maybe that's why. Maybe MAGA Josh is Worried
Okay,
about,
Maggot Josh.
yeah,
I see you.
MAGA Josh is worried about that. But we talked about that on No Layups yesterday. Nuno got lit up on Twitter because he put a picture of D'Antoni with a voting rights shirt. And
Are you
people are like,
serious?
yeah, people are like, "Hey, keep this off of Twitter, you liberal. This is why we don't watch the liberal." Like what? Like Nuno literally was reporting his news, right? The sports
Yeah.
news. And he got lit up because people are such idiots.
Maybe D'Antoni's just thinking about his job as the Pelicans head coach next year.
Ooh. Could you imagine Zion under in that system shooting a bunch of threes?
Could you imagine Brandon Ingram under that system?
Yeah. Yeah, he would flame out a lot. He would get tired.
Jeff
Uh
Pasdelic's over there already. Just saying.
no, then they can't work together.
Aren't they buddies like
I
John
don't
and
think
Lance?
I don't think they are. I don't think they're bubba buddies, but they are friends. I don't think they're buddies. I don't think so.
Mm,
Yeah, I really don't think so. Are you prepared for the hurricane?
I don't think so. No.
Yo, that was those are scary. When that showed up, like we got two hurricanes coming our way. That was legit 2020 energy. But then, what was the first one called?
Marco.
Marco.
Marcos.
What was
Umberto.
Umberto? Was Umberto was the one
Hmm.
that came? No, Umberto was
Hmm.
a named hurricane.
I don't know. Sounds
Yes,
like you just picked a Latino sounding name as
Marco,
retaliation for me accidentally calling you Indian.
Hurricane Umberto. When was Umberto? I thought he was. I thought Umberto
Hmm.
just passed. Oh, that was 2019.
Hmm. Kind of
It hit
felt like a dig
Bahamas.
at me.
Where's Hurricane Umberto now? Somebody actually
What?
like that's one of the results on Google. Where's Hurricane Umberto now? He disappeared, bro. He's gone. Yeah, it looks pretty scary for a few days. There's still a percentage out there. I look at ABC 13 obviously, and then Space City Weather
Space City Weathers. Where is that?
with Matt. Matt's really good. He put as of last night because I was reading up on it before I went to bed. I was like, man, how bad is this gonna get? There's a 30% chance that it could be a direct hit still, as of last night. And the new models, I think, dropped it to like 20%.
Yeah, the newer models have had it shifting right slowly. I'm
Yeah,
checking Matt's Twitter timeline now. His
he's
latest half an
yeah.
hour
What do you say?
ago. The Houston area still remains far too close for comfort for a potential hit from Laura on Wednesday. I explained the model battle and why it keeps us uncomfortable, as well as the latest.
Mm.
So that's
So
his
we're not in
tease
the
for his
clear.
story. We're not
Remember,
in the clear yet.
Hurricane Harvey wasn't supposed to be that bad for us.
Until like the day before, everyone
Hmm.
realized like, oh, this is coming right at us.
Yeah, and it's going
Oh,
really
there's
slow.
yeah. I mean,
Even
that
when
was
it
the
hit
issue with it,
Rockport,
right?
even when it hit Rockport, we were like, "Damn, Rockport got it," and now it's probably just gonna come up the coast and just move along, right? And it just never moved along. This one looks like it's gonna move pretty fast. So, let's count. Let's all count on three. 1, 2, 3. Let's all pray together. Moment of silence. Please move through fast. We don't need any more big rain events like we had with Hurricane Harvey, please. So yeah, it was pretty bad this weekend. My wife went to HEB and she's like, dude, it was nuts. She calls me
Yeah.
dude. She's like, dude, it was bad.
How do you feel about her calling you dude? That's not weird for you?
Nah, I call her bruh.
No, yeah,
I was like, bruh, what was it like?
I went to just my local grocery in the neighborhood, and it was really packed as well. And I was just like grabbing.
Fiesta?
It's not Fiesta.
What's the other one? The one that has the really good beef ribs. Mio. No, what is it?
Michoacana.
Yeah, Michoacana. Yo, dope ass beef ribs. So good. Okay, but your local grocery store.
And it was like people. The lines were down the aisles.
Yeah. Wait, which grocery store did you go to?
I'm not telling you.
Tell
You're,
me.
you're gonna be racist about it.
You went to Fiesta.
No, I didn't go to Fiesta.
Where'd you go? Tell
I
me.
went to Food Town.
Oh no, Food Town's not racist.
You were going to find something racist.
No. Food Town's not racist. Shout out to Food Town. Me Tienda. No. Yeah, it looked bad. And then of course in Sugarland, my parents, that's where they live. They're like, Costco's packed. Then they went to Target last night because my dad has too much energy and time. So like he's like, you know what I need? I need to pick this up right now. Like something that could wait. Literally, it could wait till like next month if they needed to.
Yeah.
But he's just like, oh yeah, we needed some liners, so we're like, let's go right now. I'm like, Dad, do you not understand? Right now, there's a hurricane coming, so it's gonna be impossible. And he goes, yeah, we pulled up and it was packed, and so we didn't go. And I was like, what? Like, why didn't you think about this? Because in their world, they're like, nah, it's all good. What's gonna happen? Nothing happened in Hurricane Harvey. Their house was perfect. So he's like, nah, nothing's gonna happen. So it's not that scary. We're panicking over here. I'm like, man, I'm just looking at the rain models.
Didn't you have to evacuate your house? Like, didn't they pull you out of your house?
Yeah, I had to get out. Luckily, no water came in. It stopped literally like 4 inches from our door. So nothing came in. God bless. And we were fine, but we had to evacuate. They're like, my wife was like, we got to get out because I don't want to be stuck in here with water. And we have a 2-year-old at the time. We've got a dog, and we know how Bane is. You know what he is like. He's a Luka Doncic, all right? I'll just leave it at that.
What does that mean?
You know what he is, man. So
no, I don't. What does that mean?
He's a BA white boy. So we had to get out. And yeah, like our neighbors came with us. We're like, screw it. One of our neighbors stayed behind and watched the whole street, and he was like, it's fine. You guys are good. Come back. We're all good. Shout out to my neighbors, man. Dude, we hang out literally every night with our neighbors. So shout out to them. What did El Jefe say? The water went up to Raheel's curb, and they had to drag him out like Michael Scott from the fish pond. That's pretty good. Jose, do you wanna play a little click or no click?
Ooh, I would like to play a little click or no click. Okay. Did we hit on everything? We didn't really hit on the DC stuff.
Yeah, let's do it quickly because I didn't watch any of the trailers. I did.
Really?
Yeah, the only one I watched the Snyder Cut trailer because.
Why did you waste your time on that?
It still looks pretty bad, right?
I didn't even watch it. Like, there's nothing that can convince me that movie is going to be good.
It still looks it's not cheap, but it looks cheap. You know how
it looks off-brandish.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel right.
Did you watch the Batman one?
I did not. I'm avoiding that one because I'm excited for that movie, so the no trailer rule applies on that one. I didn't watch Wonder Woman either because I'm excited for that movie. What's up, Gal Gadot? Love her. And I'm probably going to go watch that with Baby Trickster because she loves Wonder Woman. And I just don't want to see anything about it until I watch the movie. I did watch the Suicide Squad one because I probably won't watch that in theaters. So I watched that one. And then what else was there?
There was a couple of video game ones. The Suicide Squad video game.
I did.
And they're finally releasing another Batman game where Batman dies and you play as a Bat family. So Red Hood, Nightwing, one of the Robins, and Batgirl.
Is that Gotham Knights?
Yeah, that's Gotham Knights.
Ooh, what's that going to be on? PS3?
PS5. No, I don't think it's going to be on your PS3.
Damn. So I can't play it.
No, you're going to have to upgrade. Maybe you do enough dishes to where your wife buys you a PS5.
Dude, my wife's not letting me buy shoes. I didn't even talk about the Kobe, trying to get the Kobe's because.
What would you have done if you hit on them?
Oh, I would probably just tell, I'm going to resell it or something and then just keep them.
And never sell them.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to wear them?
I wanted to wear them so badly. I wanted to play in those, but man, it's not a bit, by the way. People think it's a bit. It's not a bit. I didn't even see the Travis Scott new song on Tenet because as soon as TNT said it, I was like, oh, no, because I knew it was coming.
You changed the channel?
I didn't change the channel. I ran out because I couldn't find. I'm not joking about this. I literally ran out of my living room and went into my wife's office and shut the door.
Oh, Jesus.
Because I couldn't find the remote fast enough. So I was like, I don't know what to do. I panicked and I ran and hid. And then I kept like I covered my ears, of course, and started humming, so I couldn't hear anything. I didn't want to hear the song, but then I did go and listen to the song. There's no spoilers in that, luckily. And then I would like peek out. I'm like, is it done yet? Is it done yet? Is it done yet? And then my wife gave me a thumbs up, and I came back. But she's done this to me before because she thought it was funny. She's like, yeah. I was like, I forgot which trailer it was, but it was Endgame. And I was like, is it done yet? And she's like, yeah. I come back in and it's still on. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? So yeah,
You
that's
call
my.
it bruh.
It's not. Yeah, bruh. It's not a bit. Okay, let's do. So yeah, DC. Any other thoughts on that one? On the fandom?
I mean, it looks a lot of it looks promising, right? But it's DC,
Hmm.
so
Who knows? They're gonna screw it up. You know they're gonna screw it up. They. But we had that the Michael Keaton stuff on this podcast because it was still called the Raheel Show back then. But we had the Michael Keaton stuff with Humberto Gonzalez of the Rap. Nuno was on with me, and he was like, "Yeah, so Michael Keaton's gonna basically be what he's gonna be. Why am I blanking on Samuel L. Jackson's character from the Avengers?
Nick Fury.
He's gonna be Nick Fury of the DC universe, and they're gonna be the first one to jump into multiverses. So that's pretty cool. Like I'm in, and sure enough, they showed the picture with him and the Flash, I believe, and Ben Affleck's coming back. He's Batman's
Apparently
coming back.
so, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the Flash now, so it's just gonna be all over. But I'm cool. Like more content, the better. I can't wait to watch it in 2022 when movies start coming back out because I don't know if next year they'll come out. Who knows?
Oh, they're filming Ozark this fall. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
I was a little surprised by that. But yeah, that's so hopefully
But there's no COVID in the Ozarks. You saw the videos, right? I mean, we saw those kids partying. It doesn't exist there.
buddy.
They don't
Buddy,
care.
buddy.
You
Buddy.
saw them partying. It's all good.
Buddy.
Let's do click or no click quickly
Let's do it.
because okay, number one, this is yours. James Blunt gets scurvy after adopting an all meat diet. I'm clicking that. I'm not even gonna wait for you.
Honestly, I don't really remember James Blunt. What is he?
You're beautiful.
That's him?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, he's not beautiful anymore. He's got scurvy.
And goodbye, my lover. Right? Goodbye, my love. Yeah, that was him too. James Blunt, and this was from Lad Bible. As I always thought it was LAD Bible, but it's Lad Bible.
No.
Yeah, I always thought it was an LA site. I didn't know it was a UK site. So James Blunt claims he was diagnosed with scurvy after waving goodbye to fruits and vegetables in a bit to spite his vegan and luckily the 46-year-old singer was much younger. He was studying aerospace manufacturing, engineering, and sociology at the University of Bristol when this happened. Yeah, he said he just pretty much did a carnivore diet, and because he was lacking vitamin C, he ended up drinking a liter of orange juice every evening, which resulted in acid reflux, and then it turned into scurvy. Yeah.
Wait, so this isn't happening to him right now?
No, this happened a while back.
Oh, it's not as funny.
Yeah.
I thought he was being a moron now, and we were finding out he had scurvy during a pandemic.
Yo,
Because
who
he
gets
just
scurvy?
because he just refused to eat a piece of broccoli.
Pirates are the only ones that I know that have gotten scurvy, right?
Man, like I'm honestly disappointed. This didn't happen now. Obviously, it's click or no click. So I saw the headline and I was like, oh yeah, we got to hit this.
Okay, here's another one. Study. Singing has same COVID-19 risk as talking.
I mean, yeah, I would guess so.
Yeah, that's just obvious. Okay, I'm not clicking on that.
Nah.
Okay, here's another study. Health and wellness for you, okay? Faking a smile tricks the brain into feeling happier. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe we're too smart now. Is that what it is?
Are we too smart for our own bit?
Yeah, I think we are.
Or
Okay, here we go.
did James Blunt burn us to the point we'll never trust again?
That's a good one. It could be that. We're like, oh, hey, I thought we were going to get something cooler out of this.
Yeah.
Okay, study. Faces with masks ranked more attractive than ones without.
I don't think I agree with that.
Do you want to click here?
I
Does
don't
that
know if
mean you want to click?
I don't know if I want to click, but I don't know if I agree with that. Like,
I'm clicking it. I want to know what the study was.
were people who only find eyes attractive the only people who were part of this study? Was
Well,
there no
that's right.
control group?
See, it looks like you have a lot of questions. That's why I clicked for you. That's why we play this game, because we answer questions. Okay, a small study. Okay,
Small.
small study.
Small.
Okay, let's see how small it is. Okay, small study found that people who wore face masks were thought as more attractive, according to research with two universities in Pennsylvania. Shout out to Pennsylvania. They've got the budget and the time to do studies like this. Like, are you not worried about getting students back into school right now? Are you guys Are you guys just all in on online learning that you have free time now? The project, which has been dubbed Beauty and the Mask, was conducted by Temple University's College of Public Health. A College of Public Health in a pandemic has a time to conduct these experiments? It's ridiculous, okay? Also, the University of Pennsylvania, which isn't it an Ivy League, UPenn?
I'm not sure.
With the help of 500 participants, 60 faces were ranked on attractiveness. The study utilized a racially diverse set of male and female faces, which were sourced from Chicago's face database. Participants were required to rank the faces without a mask and categorize them as unattractive, average, or attractive.
Hmm. It is an Ivy League school.
It is, yeah. Ivy League schools have the time for this, man.
Hey man, maybe this is maybe they had freshmen conduct a study.
Maybe, but even then, can we like have them work on something else and not something so stupid? Many people believe that the appearance of the eyes is one of the strongest influencers of judgments of attractiveness. So there you go. And this study suggests that aspect of the lower face is not that important, pretty much.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I will tell you, I don't shave as much as you can tell if you're watching on the live stream because you don't need to. You just have
When
your
you
mask on.
when you fell in love with your wife, or when you met your wife and realized you wanted to be with her, did her eyes play an influence in that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Or that's actually kind of sweet then.
No. Do you not? This is like now I'm legit curious. Do you not think that eyes are an important facial feature?
I mean, sure they are, but the most important one?
No. What that
No.
mouth do though is important. Is that what you're saying?
No, I wasn't making a joke like that.
No, eyes are. I will say, I think with the mask, certain people are flourishing and certain people are not.
Do you think you're flourishing with a mask?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think I am.
Absolutely. I've gotten more looks in a mask than I ever get. I've
Is
ever
it?
gotten.
It's because of the Spicy Boy mask. People are
Yeah,
like, "Why
it
the
could be
hell is
that.
this grown ass man wearing this mask that says Spicy Boy?"
No. I've
What does
done
that
it.
even mean?
I've done it without a Spicy Boy mask. I've done it with just a straight black mask, one of those like not surgical masks, but the health ones. One of those like crappy ones called you just throw away the temporary disposable
Disposable.
mask. Yeah, that and a Spicy Boy mask. And yes, with the Spicy Boy mask, you get more looks from people of your own gender. Like more guys look at me like, what's a Spicy Boy, man? This is kind of weird. Okay. But otherwise, like, yo, check this out. Look how attractive I am.
It's not doing anything for me.
I'm telling you, I've gotten more looks, and look, if you are brave enough to go get your eyebrows done, you're flourishing right now. All right, women, you're flourishing. So shout out to the women that are brave enough to go and get them done because we're in a pandemic and it's scary as hell.
Josh says it's because of your Lululemon pants.
Well, yeah, absolutely. My ABC pants also, but they're looking at my eyes. Okay, they're looking at my eyes. They're looking at me, not my my ass. El Jefe. Okay, last one. Let me find one more for you here. I got to get back into our stories. I'm looking at it because I have a whole list in front of me. Real quickly, did you see Pat McAfee's debut on NXT?
No, I saw all the build up to it and I thought it was pretty cringe. And so I didn't have any interest in it.
Was that the day that wrestler came on his show and threw the podcast equipment everywhere? Was
Yeah,
that? I knew that was so
that was a
stupid.
bit.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Okay, here we go. Cam girls are now working inside warehouse studio pods.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
that's a click.
Yo, click. Okay. COVID safe co working spaces have arrived. Adult webcam company Cam Soda. Are you familiar with Cam Soda?
Can't say I am.
Mm-hmm. Has launched pop up studios for cam girls so they can have a workspace where they don't have to worry about bothering housemates or family with their potentially loud and erotic work. That's actually a pretty interesting market. A
Is it
test run.
sound? Are they like soundproof?
Let me see. A test run for the concept was recently opened in Medellin. Medellin. Is it Medellin, Colombia? Yeah, in
Yeah.
Colombia. Yo, Colombia is now flourishing in the cam market. I didn't know that was a thing. They were once the biggest exporter of cocaine, and now they
Mm.
just export cam girls.
Cocaine, coffee, cam girls.
The three C's. Cam Soda took advantage of the hard hit real estate market and converted one of the city's many empty warehouses into studios featuring individual sanitized pods. Models submit to a temperature check before entry. Pods feature a laptop, bed or couch, and webcam. They are cleaned after each use.
Mm. Do you remember the scene in Clerks where they talk about like the booth people go to like pleasure themselves in,
No,
and
I don't remember that.
and the guy, they don't go to it, they just talk about it, and a guy goes into the store buying like Windex and paper towels, so it's implying that he's the guy that cleans those booths.
Oh,
Like, can you imagine being the person who has to clean these booths?
the sanitation team for the cam
Yeah.
girls? Ooh. I mean, this makes sense, right? There's been a large spike in traffic to adult campsites, the story has, along with a large influx of new models looking for new ways to make money while remaining socially distant. These models, both veterans and newcomers, have children, spouses, parents, and roommates that are now home 24/7. It's become nearly impossible for them to stream privately without interruption.
Hmm.
Which begs the question before we leave. Would you rather walk in on your mom camming
Okay.
or walking in on something else, like actually something else happening?
Why would you even ask? What? Ask the question again.
No, I'm just messing. I'm not. I'm just messing. This is an usted question, Jose, for the listeners. Because I'm not answering it. You're not answering it. Maybe LFA will answer it. I
You
never
think
want to
the
walk
pods
in.
have better signal than Jose's room?
Ooh,
I would hope so.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's built for camming.
Yeah. Come on, Josh.
Man, this would have been if
Don't
I
ask
had seen that
stupid questions.
story. If I had seen this store earlier, I would have gotten my friend on who's a cam girl, Meredith, who's been on this podcast before. I would have asked her. She's not a cam girl. I think she does OnlyFans. Damn, that would have been
How's your
interesting.
OnlyFans going?
Horrible. It's it's horrible. I just put up pictures of my eyes and no one's buying anything. It's really bad. It's not taking off. Jose, we're done. We're out of time. Anything that we missed that you want to hit on before we get out of here?
I don't think so. I feel like we hit on everything. We didn't. I just realized we didn't talk about Pau Gasol being the best uncle in the world.
So awesome. Every time he is out and they post a picture of him, I think it's Vanessa Bryant who posts the picture with him and the girls. It just makes me happy.
Me
It
too.
makes me happy, right? Because it does happen, unfortunately, where when somebody passes away, everyone rallies around. We celebrate that person. I see your Michael and Kobe shirt. I like it. We rally around the person in our personal lives and of course with celebrities, but then people eventually get back to normal.
Right.
Pau Gasol's still going out there hanging out with the kids. Like that's a true brotherhood thing. It's not a friendship. It's next level, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, man. Shout outs to Paul.
Hmm.
That's the energy. That's the Godfather energy, man.
Yeah, we should all have that energy. Like, go out of your way, right? Like, it can't be easy for him, right? And to constantly in a pandemic, like, always be there for those kids as much as he can, at least. We should all have that energy where, like, even as something as simple as call somebody, text somebody, go see them, even if that means you're just in their driveway, right? So, man, shout out to him. I love it. I love it. Jose just did a little kiss for those of you who are listening on audio. Rest in peace, Kobe. All right, we're done, man. Thank you so much, Jose. Have a good week, and I'll talk to you next week. All right.
Sounds good, big dog. Stay spicy, yo.